Good day, my name is Nkosi, the Dillinger. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is my name and surname, Nkosinathi, Ncala. We are now touching on mistakes and lessons. What are mistakes? Mistakes are errors. Now, errors can multiply. They can get out of hand, they can spiral, they can become habits. And habits that are self-destructive will eventually destroy us, So basically, we're stabbing ourselves in the back, we're betraying ourselves. So mistakes only become habits if we don't learn from them. But if you learn from your mistakes, you get to master self. You turn your weaknesses into strengths. So it's important that we become aware of our mistakes. Now, mistakes only become lessons if we study and we turn them into strengths, okay? So basically, mistakes become lessons. Lessons become understanding. Understanding is mastering self. But if we don't learn from our mistakes and our choices, it becomes ignorance. So not introspecting, not mastering self, mistakes become ignorance. They become habits. They become self-destructive. Now, mistakes can be relationships. It can be our tempers. It can be lack of good choices. It can be lack of good choices financially will lead to debt. Debt will lead to anxiety. Anxiety will lead to stress. And as well as habits such as smoking, alcohol, which can lead to substance abuse, such as cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, toxic relationships. So we need to have a support structure. So if we don't have a support structure, we have to master self. You need to master yourself. You need to know your weaknesses. Turn your weaknesses into strengths. That is the greatest pleasure you can do to yourself. Because if you turn your weaknesses into strengths, you're mastering yourself, which means you become less vulnerable. So mistakes only become habits which are self-destructive if we don't learn from them. If we learn from our mistakes, then we understand self better. Okay? So basically, mistakes and ignorance, how are they linked? Understanding and lessons, how are they linked? So mistakes and ignorance is lack of knowledge of self. Now lessons and understanding is mastering self. Okay, so just be aware of that and just don't think like, it doesn't matter, it's my life, it's insignificant. You mastering self is the difference between life and death. It's the difference between you having weaknesses and strengths. It's the difference between you being an easy target and easily penetrated. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Nkosi, the Dillinger. We're just touching on an aspect called mistakes and lessons and understanding. How are they linked? The instincts of man. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Nkosi, the Dillinger. Thank you. Nkosi, the Dillinger.